I'm Adam Booth and you're watching Sporting Icons.
Okay, so after the absolutely brutal left hook knockout win for Joe Joyce over Joseph Parker in round number 11, after a pretty dominant performance, what's next for Joe Joyce? That's going to be the question. Obviously, people say he's the WBO interim champion, WBO mandatory. Maybe Usyk should just fight him now, rather than wait for it to be ordered and whatever else. Yeah, why not? Now, we don't really know, is Usyk playing any kind of games? Because right after the Joshua rematch, he said he wants time off. He wants to go spend some time with his family. He wants to recuperate and heal some of the old injuries. So he doesn't want to be fighting anybody until February, March. Ideally, Tyson Fury for undisputed. Then, of course, Tyson Fury, he says he's going to be trying to fight Anthony Joshua. Now Usyk, according to his manager-promoter, Klimas, says that Usyk will be looking to fight in December now. Maybe against a Deontay Wilder. Again, is it games? Is it not? We don't know. So maybe Frank Warren Queensberry can speak to the WBO and say, listen, we know the WBO is not up next. Again, Usyk is a unified champion. The WBO recently had theirs in Usyk. Usyk was WBO mandatory, so then it goes around the circle. WBA, currently Darren Dubois. Then IBF, currently Filipovic. Then Joe Joyce. IBF, WBA have not officially ordered a timeline on that yet. So maybe WBO can pip in. If not, maybe Usyk would fancy that Joe Joyce fight. Why not? But, of course, that is a bit of a long shot, I would imagine. I don't see Usyk take on his mandatories. I see him maybe fighting maybe a Wilder for a tune-up, stay busy fight if you like, then go fight maybe a Fury, if a Fury still got the belts. Of course, if he fights Joshua, who knows what's going to happen, heavyweight division. Then, of course, he'll probably sail off into the sunset. He's already said 3 fights. And then he's out. One of them wants to be Canelo. But that aside, listen, maybe if the Fury-Joshua fight does not materialise, maybe in-house fight, Tyson Fury, Joe Joyce. Tyson Fury, he's been very, very close, good friends with Joseph Parker since Joseph Parker defeated Hughie Fury. If you remember, Tyson Fury, he was like well out of shape in that at that time. And he was upset about the scorecard with Parker and Hughie Fury. Then moments later, he was out celebrating with Joseph Parker. And they've been very, very close friends ever since. So quite some time, right? So maybe Tyson Fury may look at that and go, as much as I like Joe Joyce, I want revenge for my pal. Joseph Parker, he's up sticks. He listened to Tyson Fury by having Andy Lee in his corner, which by the looks of it, going by the instructions of the corner, that was a big mistake. But, hey, who knows? Maybe Fury will go, you know what, I want to get revenge for my friend. I want to show everybody how to defeat Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce has to be taken seriously now. Those who say he's too slow, he's too cumbersome, he's too easy to hit, all that kind of stuff. His chin isn't what wins fights. His pure ferocity is what wins fights. Pure pressure doesn't give his opponents a moment to breathe. He can absorb the shots, absolutely. And yes, he will get tired. Of course he will. And yes, he will feel the shots. It's not like he doesn't. But he's got one hell of a poker face. And that's disheartening for your opponent. Maybe Fury can look at that and go, well, I can do it. And if Fury does, that's now an incredible name on his resume if he can defeat Joe Joyce. Would you put your house on Tyson Fury defeating Joe Joyce right now? There's that one option. Again, to continue with Fury and Joshua breaking down, maybe Joe Joyce versus Anthony Joshua. A huge fight here in the UK. Why not? We can stick with the UK. A Joe Joyce versus a Dillian Whyte. Both of them have wins over Joseph Parker. That'd be a good fight. You would watch that. I'd watch that. We'd all pay for it as well. If not, maybe a rematch with Dubois. To be honest, no. I think that's probably a bit early for Dubois. I'd like to see Dubois go a different route for now. Some people will say, well, Deontay Wilder. Well, Wilder, of course, he's currently got that fight with Robert Helenius. He should win that. But then, of course, he's going to fight Andy Ruiz Jr. He's getting favours from the WBC via the PBC, as the WBC will order Wilder versus Ruiz. Now, he doesn't have to take that fight, but he probably will. It's a more winnable fight, isn't it? Because if Wilder, and certainly his team, more than Wilder, I think it's probably fair to say, will say, well, if Wilder lands on Joyce and Joyce keeps coming forward, What else has he got? What else is he going to do? He can't absorb the amount of punishment that Parker done. He can't. It's impossible. So I don't see Wilder doing it. Frank Sanchez, that'd be an interesting fight. Frank Sanchez, again, he's a very, very good boxer. Decent puncher. Undefeated. Cuban. Why not? Frank Warren Queensberry have a decent relationship with the PBC. Interesting fight. Frank Warren and Bob Arum have an excellent relationship. Bob Arum has Arsenbek Makhmudov, undefeated Russian-Canadian fighter. Fights very, very similar to Joe Joyce. He's a big, big unit. Huge guy. Comes forward, throws punches, huge bombs, much like Joe Joyce. Looks like he's got a very good chin too. Although he did get a little bit hurt by Takam, I think, last fight. But why not? That's an interesting one. Undefeated, he's highly ranked. There's quite a few fights out there for Joe Joyce. I don't want to see him going down and having the kind of Takam fights, the Bryant Jennings kind of fights. I want to see him and Christian Hammer move on. If he can't get the Usyk fight, if he can't get one of a Fury or a Joshua or a White or a Wilder, whatever, there's still plenty of big fights out there for him. Plenty of big fights out there for him. So well done to Joe Joyce. If people didn't believe in Joe Joyce before now, certainly will. You have to now. You have to. And I said, I don't want to be hearing no more about Joe Joyce's chin. Yes, he's got a good chin. Great. Chins don't last forever. But that's not what is winning him the fights. It's not. Chins don't win fights. Chins just stop you from getting stopped. Getting rocked, if you like. But anyway, I'd like to see Joe Joyce. Yeah. I'd like to see Joe Joyce fight somebody top rated. At the same time, I mean, maybe after that kind of fight, maybe Frank Warren will look at that and think, you know what, let's just sit back, let's just wait for the world title shot. To be honest, I don't think they need to. Joe Joyce can beat anybody, I'm not saying he will beat everybody, I'm saying he can beat everybody, can. Why not? Why not? My favourite right now, if the Fury-Joshua fight doesn't happen, in-house fight, Tyson Fury, Joe Joyce for WBC World Heavyweight Championship. I'll be well up for that. Well up for that. I'll be interested to see how Tyson Fury handles him. I really would. I would still favour Tyson Fury. Slightly, though. Only slightly. But, yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts. Of course, you all drop me yours in the comment section below. Who do you want to see Joe Joyce fight? Who? Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. And I'll catch you next video.